During this video that I'm putting up right now, in there I'm going to insert that minute and a half, possibly 2 minutes, on how I do my gardens, my raised beds, to keep them basically maintenance free. It's just. Good morning, people. Pawpaw Sammy here. Look, I'm going to do as I've done before. I got a bunch of questions, comments, and I'm going to try to answer them as briefly as I can and cover as much as I can. I am not an educator. I have 3 daughters that are, and they give me a fit, believe me. But anyway, let's get on it. Now, the first thing I want to comment on is this. I had a fellow contact me, and listen to this. Papa, I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I am growing 23 varieties of tomatoes. Also, 10 varieties of pepper, and I'm adding to the pepper. My ambition is to grow my own breed of tomato and peppers. This is in a 1-bedroom apartment, people. Now, one of the most asked questions I get is this: what is a cover crop? Okay, a cover crop can be most anything. When Starkey's Farmstead and I started, or she started, she and I would go into the woods, rake up all the leaves and pine straw we could find, go out in her little section that she was trying to garden, because it was, believe me, blistering hard clay. She would lay down the paper, cardboard, throw the leaves and straw on top of it, and wet it down. Okay, you can use leaves, grass clippings, paper, cardboard, or tarps. Or you can use hay. And here comes the comments. Not hay, for 2 reasons. If it's been sprayed with a herbicide, you don't want that kind of hay. Get organic hay, which you can find. Don't worry about the seeds. Put it on thick, real thick. And the seeds and nothing else is going to grow through it. All right. Now, and here's the number 3. I have no room to grow. The guy up front with the 1-bedroom apartment has got 23 tomatoes and 10 peppers and adding to it. My brother-in-law grows tomatoes and radishes on a patio, roughly 8 by 10, I'm guessing. All you need is a pot and sunlight. You can grow it. Now, clay. Boy, here it is. And just get some comments. Clay is one of the best soils that you can get for a garden. And I can hear it now. Well, you can't grow on that. Water don't penetrate. It's rock hard. Yes, that's true. Here again, Starkey's Farmstead. Raked all those leaves. Went out there and started laying down old newspapers and old cardboard and piling all that on top of it. That's how we started. The reason? It was economical. You didn't have to go buy tarps. You didn't have to go buy the hay. We'd use what we had. Then we had, I'm not sure of the organization. I'd have to ask her again. We had the federal government come out there and test that property before we started and after we started. I get crap about the federal government, but they're going to take over your land. I don't want them on my property. People, don't sign your property over. But if they're willing to come run tests for the bacteria, fungi, and etc., free of charge, use it. Okay? We did. We used it before we started, and it was in bad shape. Fungi and bacteria was extremely low. Penetration with water, that was a joke. Now, after the first 6 months, they come back. And that guy looked at that, they run some more tests. He said, this is hard to believe. He said, your fungi and bacteria is way up, way up. And he said the water penetration is a little better. And the reason being, people, the worms are moving in. They're getting down in the holes. They're opening holes up in the ground. Moisture is penetrating. Your grass and paper and stuff kill the grass. The grass roots rotted out. Well, what happens then? You got holes in the soil, in the clay. In 6 months, that clay is starting to come alive. In a year, they literally told her, and I've never seen anything like it. We had worms. She had worms, I'm sure to say. I'm saying we, but it's her. She had worms, unbelievable fungi and bacteria, and fertile. I mean, it grew. It grows a crop all on unfarmable clay. Now, I've always said, don't till clay. I'm a no-till farmer. I don't till. I do not hoe. I do not cut grass. Okay. One of my subscribers hit me up and said, look, Pawpaw, I got hard clay. He said, now I heard what you said about the compost. He said, so what I did, I took my tiller and set it a ½ inch to 1 inch deep. He said, I tilled it with as much leaves and grass as I could get in there while I was tilling. Then I covered it. He said, you will not bleed the crops I'm growing. To me, that was brilliant. He didn't get down 6 or 8 inches and turn it on hard clay. He did like we said, just enough to get that topsoil working. And it worked. Now, here again, red wigglers, vermaculture. I raise my own redworms. I have my own vermaculture. And it is a hard fact. It puts your fungi and bacteria, it puts it into the soil. And when you use it, usually you got little worm eggs mixed in there, and it adds worms to your soil. It helps. Now, I've had people tell me I've used it, it don't do any good. Hey, I don't know their soil, I don't know their conditions, I don't know where they were from. I have no idea. I do know it works, it works for me. A fact, it works for me. Now, the University of Georgia, I forgot her name, Rhonda Sherman. She is the guru on vermiculture. She was hired by the university, I'm guessing 10 or 15 years ago now, strictly for vermiculture. She has run test after test under ideal conditions, and the results will stagger your imaginations. Vermiculture works, people. Now, I correspond with people all over the world. I'm talking about something. I correspond with people I don't even know where they at. The name of their country, I've never heard of it. But anyway, they thanking me about the way I know no-till gardening, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All over the world. Australia, let's just take Australia. It's got a pretty good desert in the center, but around the edges here in different places, they've got some of the conditions like some of the conditions in America. So you can adjust to your conditions and be surprised what you can grow. Now, I do this as a joke, but farming is a gamble. And if you're going to farm and hope for luck, don't do it. You're going to waste your money. You need to study it. You need to know your land. You need to start off working on the farm. You need to require some skills or you're not going to make it. I'm sure there's exceptions to that rule. There's the most rules. But the odds are you're not going to make it. Now, I've had one guy said, One of my subscribers said she was answering another subscriber. Cardboard protects your plants. Oh, he come back furious. Cardboard does not protect your plants. I had cardboard and lost the whole section in my raised bed. True enough. Okay, here's what I was talking about. This is nothing in there. Plants, I mean. So I throw in coffee grounds, coffee filters, banana peelings, eggs, potato peelings, you name it, cut grass, etc., etc. And look, you see this? Now, what I'll do is I'll cardboard it real heavy. And believe me, there is cardboard in there. Pretty well decayed out by now, but it's in there. All right. Then I'll come back when I cut the grass, rake up all that grass, and just pour it on top of that cardboard. Now, if you look, I'm doing the same thing here. You see this? I came in here, it was high, almost knee high. I just beat it down with a weed eater. No biggie, just took the weed eater and beat through it. Now what I will do is I'll lay cardboard on top of that and come back with the fresh cut grass. And that fresh cut grass and cardboard, if you'll look. All right, that's tomatoes, there's carrots, there's a little lettuce. This is seeds I had left over. I want to show you. This is what I'm talking about. Fresh cut grass. All right, as these plants die out, I'll come back on top of that grass, on top of it, with cardboard, cut the yard and put more grass. People, it works. On clay, I have people crying to me all the time. We don't have anything can grow here. We got hard red clay. Starkey's Farmstead, it took us 3 years. She has one of the prettiest gardens you ever seen. It's called Compost and a little bit of work. Throw your tiller away. Put cardboard, cover it with leaves, cover it with cardboard, paper, grass clippings, hay. It don't matter, tarps, and let it decay down in there. Let the worms go to work. Get your bacteria back. I have to agree with you. It don't really protect your plants. Cardboard is a barrier between the grass and your plants. When you lay down your cardboard, cover it with compost, leaves and whatever, wet it down. When you cut the hole in the cardboard to plant your seeds and they grow, you've got the grass covered. It's dying, the roots is dying. They got holes going into the ground, giving you penetration with water and minerals. Hey, it works. But now you will pick a little grass when your plants grow around where you cut the cardboard. You have to pull a little grass sprig here and there. But your plants actually be bearing and bear out before your grass gets up. So I just let it grow. All right, but I'll harvest the crop, take the weed eater and just walk through it. Come back and throw down more cardboard on top of that green stuff I just chopped up. Some leaves on top of that, wet it down and leave it alone. It might sit there 2 years until I need it. And then when I need that raised bed, weed eat it, cardboard, compost, wait 3 or 4 days, let that fresh grass clippings on top of your cardboard burn out, go through a heat, and you're going again. I don't hoe, I don't till, and I don't pull grass. Nor will I. Now, here's something else. People, when they hear the word gardening, they consider themselves a farmer. They're not. You ask any farmer, farming and gardening, well, let's put it like this. You got Rolls Royce and Volkswagens. They both will carry you around, but they're in 2 different worlds. Totally 2 different worlds. A farmer, when he's got hundreds of acres, even 40 or 50 acres, the variations in his elevations, the different soil types, the drainage, it's multiplied, many times multiplied. So he's at the mercy of a whole lot of different things. It's not like a garden or raised bed. You got control over that raised bed. If you pay attention and do it right, you can raise more in a quarter acre than a farmer on the average can in 2 acres sometimes. Now, I mean, there's exceptions to that, and I won't get feedback. Well, yeah, I'm not interested. There's exceptions. Now, people that have never had a garden, or they went out there and planted a garden, they'll tell you right quick, you're crazy. And I've even had them tell me I was stupid. It would not work. It don't bother me. I thank them for their comment and go on with what I'm doing. They don't know. Or they planted a garden and didn't maintain it. The weeds grew up, the bugs got to it, and they put a lot of money in bags of soil and seeds and plants, and it didn't work. What can I say? Now, do it like I say. And yeah, there's a little problem, and sometimes you're going to lose plants because you got bugs and insects, whether you like it or not. But if you stay with that garden, like I set it up, the odds are once a week, check it every day, because sometimes the insects get on it quick. But it'll go weeks sometimes. All you got to do is put a little water on it, a little tender loving care, whatever. So look, that's to the best of my ability on this. And as these comments come in, I'm going to start trying to answer them. Look, like and subscribe. And thank you for listening.